Alright guys, I'm going to show you how I created this angel look from Hellboy. So here we go. First off, I'm starting off with my face cast. I just put saran wrap over it so everything will peel off nicely. And I'm putting some air dry clay into my eyes. This is going to help with placement of the mask. Then I'm just looking at a reference photo and I'm going to start to create the headpiece. It's kind of like a half moon with little indents on each side. Then I'm taking some air dry clay. I'm going to place that all over that piece of paper. I'm going to start to build up the edges and I'm just using a popsicle stick with some water just to really melt everything together. There is a little notch on the side that looks like it's cut out, so I'm just doing that. Then I'm placing the piece back onto the face cast just so I can map out where I need to see for my eyes. Then I just have a little blade. This could work with anything sharp, and I'm just going to start to carve out where I want the crack. So there's one large crack that's in kind of like the middle of the headpiece, and this is going to come down to where our eye is so we can see out of the hole. Then I'm just building up more air dry clay right around that crack just so there's good definition and it really looks like it has fallen out of the headpiece. Really building up those edges and kind of flaring it out on the side. And then I'm just taking any tools. This could be the back of your paintbrush, it could be your fingers, and I'm just going to start to make little dents, little bumps, you know, add more little cracks just so it looks really realistic. And my biggest tip is just to look at a reference photo. Then I'm going in with my narrative alcohol activated paints, and for this you will need 99% alcohol. So I'm just mixing those up on my brush here, and I'm just going to start with the lightest color and just kind of give it a good wash over all of that headpiece. Then I'm going in with a little bit of a deeper brown and I'm going to start to go over all the little cracks and the grooves. Anywhere where you want it to look sunken in, we need to put some darker colors. Then I'm going to go back in with the lightest color and just kind of have some areas pop out. I am mixing green and blue as well and just kind of washing that over some of the cracks too. I find that the headpiece, it's more like a grayish green blue color, and then there's some neutral colors in it too. I'm also adding a little bit of gray all over that as well. I'm then going to place it back onto my face cast, and now I'm going to start to make the other portion. So this needs to cover our face and kind of go right up to our nose. So again, I have more air dry clay and I'm just building it up now from the headpiece. So the headpiece is a half moon, and then on the side it curves towards the cheeks. So I'm just trying to follow my best with a reference photo, leaving room for the two eyepieces. Then I'm going to take my alcohol activated paints and just kind of wash over everything and match it to the top piece, putting in the darkest colors where you need more definition. Now I'm going to move on to my chest, neck, and shoulder area using the alcohol activated paints. I'm starting with the lightest shade. I'm just going to map out some lines and kind of like indents, follow around the collarbone, put your shoulders up to kind of follow where, you know, you have indents. So basically this area just needs to look kind of decayed and gross. I'm using green as well and just shading all around. You want to make it look like some bones are sticking out, and then there's some sunken areas too, which you can use a dark brown for. Next, I'm just putting on my hair cap, and we're going to go into the mouth part before we put our headpiece on. So I'm using the Silicone modeling compound kit. So this is really fun. There's an A and a B component. So I'm going to start with the A using a clean spatula, putting it onto a clean mixing pad, and then very important, you want to close it up and set it aside because you don't want to mix A and B. If you do, you're going to spoil your jars. You're going to get an equal amount of A and B using two different spatulas, put it onto your mixing pad, and then just start to mix them together. You'll get kind of a nice slime consistency. So I'll mix for about 1 minute and then I'll start to apply it to my face. You're going to have about 10 minutes to work with this silicone depending on the temperature in your house. If it's a little bit hotter, you're going to have less time. If it's colder, you'll have a little bit more time. If you find that your mixture is too runny while you're applying it on your face and it's kind of dripping everywhere, let it sit for a couple of seconds and it'll start to harden up as it's drying within that 10 minutes. Now we're going to put the headpiece on. So I'm just putting black around my eyes, adding liquid latex in the center of my face. Then I'm going to put that nice mask that I just made onto my face. Now I'm going to go on with some black and just kind of darken up those little cracks and around my eyes. Then I'm taking more of the silicone and I'm just adding it to the mask and to my face, just kind of where they both meet, so there's a smooth transition. Then I have this wig. I'm just applying that on, tucking it under. Then I'm just coloring that silicone that I just placed, making everything match. Then I made some wings, so I'm just going to put those on. I will show you how I made those in another video. And then just put some teeth in and some dye, and that is it. That is the final transformation of the Angel of Death from Hellboy. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and learned something. If you do recreate this, let me know. I would love to see it. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.